It's Saturday, December 30th, 2023. I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening, and I hope you're having a great weekend. A few things I want to talk about real quick here. Yesterday, I showed the Night Stalker blade from TCAL Knives. Tim texted me this morning and said he was absolutely inundated with emails in regards to the Night Stalker blade. He's got a batch of 200 coming out. He told me January 1st. It's first come, first served. They're probably going to sell out within 2 minutes. I read in the comments people asking where they can get the knife today. I would probably go to his YouTube channel, TCAL Knives, T as in Tom, K is in Kathy, ELL Knives. And that way you can follow Tim's channel. He goes to knife shows, and I know that he sells blades. He sells knives physically at these shows, and so I think the only way you could probably get one is if he's at one of these knife shows in your area. So that's it. I mean, it's first come, first serve. Keep an eye on his website. Follow his channel, TCAL Knives, and he'll let you know where he's going to be. But fantastic blades. He makes some of the best in the world, in my opinion. Absolutely gorgeous. But let's shift gears here a little bit. I want to talk about a few things as we're heading into the new year, and people are they're starting their New Year's resolutions here very, very soon. I hope they stick with them. But a few things that I see coming in 2024, and I don't have a crystal ball, but I see more chaos, more violence, more volatility with the economy, and I see more social disruption coming to America. And again, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just reading the data every day. I'm out and about with my own two eyes and ears, seeing what's going on, observing what's going on, just like many of you. So you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see what's coming, because it's already begun. You know, the video yesterday and just discussing protecting yourself and being defensive and having skills, and maybe owning a Night Stalker and having something with you to put the odds in your favor. Somebody said, boy, it sounds like I must be in a gang because I'm talking about self-defense. And these are very, very weak people. When somebody makes a comment that, oh, I must be in a gang because I'm talking about a knife or defending myself, I think everybody should be able to defend themselves. Whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, whether you're a kid, you should be able to defend yourself. And so I don't think it has anything to do about a gang mentality. You better be careful of the gang mentality, because gangs are preying on people. If you look at what's happening with all of this theft across America and the organized crime now, with these mobs of people and these gangs of people going into these stores and robbing all these stores, you better be worried about the gang mentality, because they're looking to victimize people like you, weak, soft people like you, people who take their security seriously, people who are always training, people who are always working on their skills and being more proficient. These are the people who are going to put the odds in their favor. Somebody can go, well, we're going to come to your house. Well, that would probably be a big mistake. More than likely, people aren't going to want to come to people's houses, people like me, because people like me are trained. People like me are waiting. People like me aren't going to back down. And that's why I want all of you to be training, to get more proficient, working on your skills, your physical health, your physical strength, your physical defensive skills, and working with those tools and those tactics, so that if somebody did come to your house and kick that door in, you're going to be able to protect yourself, your family, your assets. Again, most of these criminals are looking for weak people. Not people who are training, not people who are getting stronger at the gym, not people who are working on their jiu-jitsu skills and their tactical skills at a range. Now they're looking for people who are overweight, people who just think nothing bad's going to happen, people who believe that, oh, they'll just pick up the phone and the police will save them. They're looking for the weak-minded people. People that if the door gets kicked in, they're going to get on their hands and knees and pray that nothing bad happens to them. They're going to pray that, please don't hurt me. These are the people that cry, and I'm seeing more people making videos always crying. These people now making videos crying all the time, and nothing bad's even happened. Do you imagine when bad things really begin to happen in this country, when people's doors get kicked in by criminals, how much they're going to cry, how much they're going to fold, how soft they are right now. They have no fight in them whatsoever, no skills, no tactics. And remember, you always resort back to what you've learned. And what have people learned? Absolutely nothing. They've learned to fall on their hands and knees and beg for mercy. There's people like you and I that don't have that kind of mentality. I would rather be dead than just to let somebody come into my house and just take everything that I've worked for, hurt my family. That ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen. So, these people that can write in the comments, oh, we're gonna come to your house, big mistake. And that's not a threat, that's just reality. That's just a promise. That's a big problem for somebody coming to my house. I promise you that. So I would avoid that at all costs. Because what am I going to do this week? I'm going to be training more, and I'm going to be at the range more. I'm going to be getting more proficient, faster, stronger, anything I can do to put the odds in my favor. And, it's not just about being a tough person. I'm not the toughest person on the planet. But I'm always trying to improve financially, spiritually, physically, whatever. I'm always trying to improve. And I want people watching my videos to always be improving. I want you to get smarter. I want you to get stronger, more financially secure, less dependent on the system. I want you to be able to protect your families, protect yourself. That is freedom. When you don't have to rely on the system, you don't have to rely on the police, you don't have to rely on a bank. That is real freedom. That is being self-sufficient. That is being an independent human being when you can actually think for yourself. Think about that. So it's not about how bad you are, how tough you are. Again, I'm not the toughest person on the planet by far, but I'm always going to try to improve, and I'm never going to let somebody just come to my house and take everything I have or hurt my family. That's a promise. Go to somebody who is much weaker. There, they'll beg you and give you things. They'll hand over their wife to you. They'll hand over their assets to you. They'll be begging you just not to hurt them. Those are the people you'll be preying on. You won't be coming to my house with people like me or people watching this channel. I promise you that. Now, shifting gears here yet again. I was reading an article today, Daily News. NYPD prepared for large protests during New Year's Eve bash at Times Square. It still shocks me and amazes me with everything that we're being told now in the media. Christopher Wray and the FBI already warning us about very, very bad actors here right now in this country. And yet people will go to Times Square and they will be drinking and they will be partying, oblivious to any threats. Remember last year, 3 cops got macheted by some nut. And so who knows what could happen? And I pray to God nothing happens, and I'm sure nothing will. I really pray that nothing does happen. But you've got to really think as we enter 2024 about hanging out in large events, music events, just where there are large amounts of people. Because I do believe that we are going to see some events take place in 2024. I would be shocked if things did not begin to really happen in 2024. And we know that there are bad actors here right now. Christopher Wray, the media is already telling you, warming you up, preparing you for this right now. And look, this is actually honesty. They're being honest with you. There are bad actors here, and things are going to play out. And where that happens, I have no idea, but I would imagine that it's going to happen in very public type places with very large crowds. Because when they do things, they want lots of attention. And so it's probably going to be in big cities at some big event with a large crowd. So be really, really careful. But, people are oblivious. They'll bring their kids to this, and, they'll be oblivious to any type of threat. And then one day something is going to happen. And when it does, people are they're going to want answers. How did this happen? Why didn't anybody know about this? Why didn't anybody do anything about this? Why weren't we told? Why did we go to this event? People, at that point, it will be too late. Here's another one today, titled Walking Dead, Rotting Crack Zombies, Record Murders. Tense. The city turned blind eye to drugs. Well, Portland decriminalized drug activity and the use of illegal drugs 2 years ago. You can use the hardest drugs in Portland and nothing's going to happen to you. And watching some of the videos that are coming out of Portland and this zombie type city now, where there's crime, murder, burglaries, you take your life in your own hands. This is what the media, PDX News, a reporter for PDX News in Portland said, you are taking your life in your own hands walking down on the streets of Portland. South American cartels control most of the city's drug supply. All the homeless there, they say, are armed with weapons. So another beautiful city, absolutely collapsing, and yet people think that we shouldn't be, protecting ourselves, training, getting proficient. When you look at the amount of people that are addicted to drugs, and you look at the amount of people who are coming into the United States of America, and you look at how many people are going hungry in America, you think you're immune from all of this? You think that at some point something bad couldn't happen to you or your family? I mean, I'm using logic here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just using logic. I'm a reasonable person. I'm just using common sense here. When you have millions of people coming to this country, when you have a drug epidemic that is affecting millions of people, and you have millions of people in this country food insecure, and this is just the beginning. Things are going to ramp up now in 2024. To think that this isn't coming to a town near you, that people aren't going to come to your house, or you're not going to be confronted on the street somewhere in America. People are already knocking on doors. People from other countries that are here are starving. And what are they doing in New York? They're going door to door in the neighborhoods in New York, knocking on doors for food and money. What happens when people get so desperate that they're just not going to go away? They're not going to let you close the door. They're coming in your house. What are you going to do? I mean, these are things you better start thinking about. And I know people will be like, oh, my neighborhood's fine. I live in a gated community. We don't have any problems. And that's only in the city. You are drinking the Kool-Aid. Here's another one from the New York Post. 3 shot, 2 slashed in overnight New York City violence. This happened on Friday night. 2 men were shot and 2 kids slashed. A 13-year-old girl slashed across her head. A 16-year-old boy slashed in the stomach. Both separate incidents. This is absolutely getting out of control, what we're witnessing as far as crime in America. I mean, these kids being slashed, people being shot. It's just unbelievable what is going on, and yet people will just be oblivious to what's happening. They're going to watch their football games. They're going to, continue to run up their credit cards. They're going to continue to just live life because they're in their little bubble for the moment. But when their little bubble pops and this begins to hit home, these people will be in panic mode. These people won't know what to do. This is why, again, I always say to be proactive. Don't be reactive. Be proactive. You need to be preparing for this right now. This stuff is getting very, very serious, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of people now aren't laughing like they used to because they're losing their jobs. They're becoming food insecure. They're seeing crime now in their nice neighborhoods. They're being affected. And so they're not laughing any longer. Things that you and I were talking about 3 or 4 years ago where they thought you were crazy and they were laughing and they would judge you. Now, some of these people don't have a job. Some of these people are asking you for money. I can't believe how many people have written me over the last year telling me that they have friends and family members. How many have asked them for money that need help? The same people that were laughing at them are now asking them for help. Here's another one today. Governor Newsom to offer health insurance to all these people coming from all over the world in 2024. So he says here, if they can get to California, they're going to get health insurance. And let me be very, very clear. I don't sit here and get political. I know some people want me to get more political. I don't do that here. I'm very neutral. I'm not going to get political. But I break it down economically so that, you know, whether you're on the right or the left or in the middle, you got to think about this. And again, it's all common sense. Who's going to pay for this? Whether you're right, left, or in the middle. If people from all over the world are coming here to California to get medical insurance, guess who's paying for it? It's the taxpayer that is paying for it. Beginning January 1st, 2024, people will be eligible for taxpayer-funded insurance, no matter where they come from in the world. I know that there's a lot of people struggling to pay their insurance right now who are working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, and they're struggling. And people from anywhere in the world could come here, and they're going to get taxpayer-funded insurance. And they'll probably get better quality service than what the taxpayer is getting. And so, you know, how long can this go on? How long is this sustainable when you have so many people now dragging down the system? You know, how much food is there? How much money is there? How much infrastructure? How many hospitals are there? How many schools are there to support all of this? I don't think that the infrastructure, at least here in California, is set up for this. We already have so many people here, and there's such a drain on the system. I mean, we're draining electricity. We have brownouts, we have blackouts because of the drain on the system. You add millions of more people into the state of California, the grid alone can't even handle that. The health system, the medical system here cannot handle the drain. Where's all the food going to come from? Where's all the money going to come from when people are leaving the state left and right? Comment down below. I want to know your thoughts on this. And here's another one coming out of California, of all places. It really hits home here. And it really is a sad story. A woman walking her dog killed in sledgehammer attack on LA college campus. Nobody is safe at this point. Not even a lady in her mid-60s walking her little dog is safe walking here in America. El Camino College, Los Angeles. This woman in her mid-60s attacked by a man with a sledgehammer, hits her over the head, kills her. Her neighbor said she was the sweetest lady, very, very nice woman. Her dog would play with the neighbor's dog. This is somebody's mother, somebody's grandmother, somebody's wife. And some lunatic, some piece of garbage took a sledgehammer and hit this lady over the head and killed her. I mean, anybody that says, "Oh, you sound like you're in a gang because you know how to protect yourself, and you know you carry a weapon or you carry a knife, and that's like gang mentality." I bet you, if this woman had the correct tool and some training, she'd probably be alive right now, wouldn't she? You know, this is really, really sad that good people, a woman in her mid-60s, killed for nothing. And people think that we shouldn't be taking security seriously, that we should just allow ourselves to be victims and be victimized. No, that's not the way I plan on going out, with somebody hitting me over the head with a sledgehammer. Not going to happen. But I feel sorry for people who just don't see what's happening, who just aren't taking action right now, because this is what can happen to you. And this should not happen to anybody. This just should not ever happen. This is purely demonic in my opinion, and really, really sad. If you're a woman and you're not taking your security seriously, you're making a huge, huge mistake, especially for you and your kids. Especially your kids. I mean, if you're out with your kids and something happens, what would you do? Security, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Next to God, security is your number one asset. You know, again, I watch videos. I'm always watching news. I'm trying to absorb data as much as I can, read articles. You know, there's people out here making videos crying every day. They're crying. And it's like, what is that guy going to do when tough times really hit America? What's he going to do, you know, if he's confronted by some bad people? You going to cry? You going to get down on his hands and knees and beg for his life? You better get in a fighter type mentality really quick, because if you don't, you're going to be a victim. Crime is not going down. It is only going to escalate, ladies and gentlemen. And this isn't about doom and gloom. This isn't about negativity. This isn't about scaring you. This is about reality, especially if you have kids. And what if you're just out and about? Do you have a plan? What would happen if some lunatic was running around with a baseball bat or a knife? You know, what's the plan? How would you protect your kids? What if somebody got in your house? Do your kids know where to go? Do you know what to do? Do you know where to go? Do you have the correct tools, training, tactics? What would you do? And people go, nah, that would never happen to me. That would never happen to me, till it does. And it's happening every day. I want you to at least think about it. At least think about what you would do, what your kids would do. Think about what you would do if something happened to one of your kids. You know, you've got to take some responsibility at some point. You are the protector. Mom and dad are the protector, especially dad. But if dad isn't there, mom's there. What's mom going to do? Oh, that's scary. I don't want to talk about it. I just want to believe that would never happen. That is a really, really bad strategy. Really, really bad. And the day something happens, you're going to resort back to your training and what you know, and that's going to be absolutely zero. And your kids could pay a severe price. You could pay a severe price. It could be a life-altering experience that none of us ever want. I don't want that to happen to anybody out there, whether you're on the left, the right, or in the middle, whatever color you are, whatever you believe in. I don't want to see any of you hurt. I want to see all of you have a long-lasting, healthy, functioning life. And I don't want to see some demonic, evil human being take that away from any of you. I want you to be self-sufficient. I want you to be able to take care of yourself, be your own security, be able to protect yourself, your family, and your assets. As we head into 2024, we've got some things to think about, and where some of our weak points are in our preparations, and where we need to strengthen those weak points up and tighten up those loose ends. And family members who may be those loose ends, we need to tighten them up. Everybody in your family needs to have a plan. They need to know what to do if there is an emergency. They are talking about events happening in this country in 2024. You got to think, if the lights go out, power's down, food shortages, this is going to be complete euphoria for criminals. And they're coming to your nice neighborhoods, ladies and gentlemen. They're coming to your nice neighborhoods. They're not going to stay in the poor, impoverished neighborhoods. They're going to come where the money is, where the food is, where the assets are. So be cautious, be preparing, be proactive, and take action today. Please. I want everybody to win. I want everybody to survive. I want everybody to prosper. And I don't want you to be victimized by some dirtbag, some demonic human being that could change your life, hurt your family. Take action right now. Security next to God is your number one asset. Until you have security, don't worry about food, water, gold, silver, any of that. Get security, get training, then get the food, the water, the metals, all of that. Get yourself some training, ladies and gentlemen. That is investing in yourself. That is making yourself an asset, having a skill set. Knowing how to protect yourself, your family, and others is a huge skill. It's an asset, one that you will have till the day you die, and one you hope and pray to God you never have to use. But if you have to use it one time, it was worth having, right? I'm going to leave it there today. I don't want to rant, but these are things we really need to be talking about. We're heading into uncharted water now, ladies and gentlemen. 2024. Get ready. It's going to be a very, very chaotic year. God bless.